Today we'll be using masking for watercolor, which is a pretty essential thing to learn. Adhesive tape, rubber cement, white crayon, which will be a little more subtle. You can do a little more shading with the white crayon. And masking tape is readily available for everybody. When you peel it off, you notice that it leaves a really clean line. And the rubber cement is going to be a little more organic. You can paint with it a little bit more. And as you peel it off, you notice it comes off like a gum, essentially. It has blocked the watercolor paper from absorbing any watercolor. You can also use your finger to just get it rolling and take it off from there. I've outlined President Zelensky as somebody I admire greatly, and I've chosen to paint with rubber cement majoritively today. And I have outlined the areas that are lighter to create a stencil-like look. I also am using a white crayon to do some more subtle areas of shading to repel the watercolor as I put it down. So you can see this is a fun part, right? When you first put on the watercolor and it just instantly repels in the areas that are lighter. You see your image come to life. That's very satisfying. And here you got the background color going down. My color choice is obvious today as Ukrainian flag colors. And I will do this in several layers. So just because you painted over it once doesn't mean that you're done. I'll continue to paint a little bit darker layer, darker layer, darker layer where I want. The nice part about masking is that you can splatter, you can let the paint go a little crazy, a little wild, give it some style, some character, right? But I can also still add details and I can still control the level of shading that I've got going on. The image was chosen from one of his interviews. I thought it was a soulful expression. The guy stuck in a very difficult spot, but with great leadership is prevailing, at least at this moment. Now I get to peel off the blocker, the rubber cement, which is available to anybody in any hardware store. And my subtler areas with crayon, those are already, kind of have a lighter watercolor effect on those areas. I'm backbrushing in over some of the highlights. The highlights are very harsh in this kind of painting, so you may want to add watercolor into the bright white areas that you've left blocked to soften up some of those transitions. That's up to you and what kind of effect you're looking for. After I'm done with my pieces, I pen and ink them a little bit to just give them a little bit more grit or texture. And there you go. An essential watercolor technique that anybody can use.